I still keep the ticket stub from the day he left. It's faded now, the ink bleeding into the paper like tears on a letter you never meant to read again. I pull it out sometimes when the apartment's too quiet, run my thumb over the date, July 17, 2019, and feel the same ache bloom in my chest. It's stupid, I know. A bus ticket shouldn't hold this much weight. But it's the last thing he touched before he walked out of my life, and I can't let it go. Not yet. My name's Lila. I'm 29, a graphic designer who spends too much time on Instagram filters and not enough on real life. This is my confession. The one I've never told anyone, not even my best friend, Mia, who thinks she knows everything about me. Especially not her. Because this story, it starts with her. And it ends with him. The boy I teased her for loving. The one I swore was all wrong for her. The one who turned out to be the only right thing I ever lost. We met in college, the three of us tangled up in the same art program like threads in a cheap sweater. Mia was the golden girl, long legs, louder laugh, the kind of confidence that made professors lean in when she spoke. I was the quiet one, sketching in corners, headphones on, pretending I didn't care if anyone noticed. And then there was Ethan. He showed up sophomore year, transferring in from some community college upstate, carrying a beat-up guitar case and a smile that looked like it had seen better days. He smelled like rain and cigarette smoke the first time I saw him. Not in a bad way. In the way that makes you think of open windows and thunderstorms you don't want to end. He was wearing this faded flannel, sleeves rolled up, and his hands were stained with charcoal from the life drawing class we shared. Mia spotted him first. Of course she did. "Leo, look at this guy," she whispered, elbowing me in the ribcage as we sat in the back row. "He's got that tortured artist thing going on. I bet he writes songs about girls who break his heart." I roll my eyes. "He looks like he can't afford rent." She laughed, loud enough that he turned around. And just like that, it started. They were together by the end of the week. Mia dragged him to every party, every open mic night, every diner run at 2 a.m. when we were supposed to be studying. I tagged along because that's what best friends do. I watched her fall hard and fast, the way only 20-year-olds can. She'd come back to our dorm with lipstick smudge and stars in her eyes, telling me how he played her favorite song on his guitar, Wonderwall, because of course it was, and how he kissed her like the world was ending. I teased her mercilessly. "You're dating a guy who busses tables at Denny's, Mia." Denny's. What's next? Matching aprons? She'd flipped me off, but she was smiling. "He's got dreams, Lila. Big ones. He's saving up for a van so we can road trip across the country. Just us and the music." I snorted. "With what money?" "His tips from refilling coffee." She didn't care. And honestly, I didn't either. Not really. I was just being a bitch because that's what I did. I poke holes in everything soft because I was scared of how easily it could tear. But Ethan. God, Ethan was patient. He'd laugh at my jabs, never took the bait. Just strum his guitar a little louder when I got mean, like he was saying, "I see you, Lila. I'm not going anywhere." I didn't know it then, but he was already seeing me too. The first spark wasn't fireworks. It was quieter. Subtler. Like the way he'd saved the last slice of pizza for me without asking. Or how he noticed when I was sketching too hard, my knuckles white around the pencil, and he'd slide a cup of tea across the table, chamomile, 2 sugars, no milk. Exactly how I liked it. Mia never noticed those things. She was too busy being in love with the idea of him. We started hanging out without her. Not on purpose. Just circumstances. She had a group project that ran late. He'd be at the library, waiting with his guitar and a stack of library books on songwriting. I'd be there too, avoiding my own deadlines. We'd end up in the same corner, sharing earbuds, listening to old Ryan Adams tracks while the rain tapped against the windows. You ever write your own songs? I asked him once. He shrugged. Trying. They're all shit. Let me see. He hesitated, then pulled out a crumpled notebook. The pages were filled with scribbles, lyrics crossed out, rewritten, crossed out again. I read one about a girl who collected ticket stubs like memories. My breath caught. That's good, I said. He looked at me like he was seeing straight through my skull. You think? I nodded. Couldn't speak. Because I knew, even then, that girl was me. The first kiss happened on a Tuesday. Mia was at her parents' for the weekend. Ethan and I were supposed to be working on a joint project, some stupid poster for the art showcase. We ended up on the roof of the dorm instead, passing a warm beer back and forth, watching the city lights flicker like they were trying to spell something out. I don't get you, he said suddenly. What's there to get? You act like nothing matters. Like you're above it all. But you're not. You're just scared. I laughed, but it came out brittle. And you're a busboy with a guitar. What do you know? He didn't laugh. Just looked at me with those stupid hazel eyes that always looked like they were holding back a storm. I know you keep that sketchbook locked like it's a diary. I know you flinch when people say your art's good. I know you're in love with Mia's boyfriend and you hate yourself for it. I kissed him to shut him up. Or maybe to prove him wrong. Or maybe because I'd wanted to for months and I was tired of pretending otherwise. His mouth tasted like cheap beer and honesty. His hands were gentle, like he was afraid I'd break. I wasn't gentle. I kissed him like I was drowning and he was the only air left in the world. We didn't talk about it after. Just went back to the project like nothing happened. But everything had. The air between us crackled now. Every brush of his fingers when he passed me a pencil. Every late-night text that wasn't about class. Every time Mia kissed him in front of me and I had to look away. The promises came later. Under stars, like in the movies. We were at the lake house Mia's parents owned, some weekend getaway she'd dragged us to. She passed out early, too much wine and sun. Ethan and I stayed up, sitting on the dock with our feet in the water. I'm leaving, he said. After graduation. Got a gig in Nashville. It's small, but it's real. I nodded. Swallowed the lump in my throat. Mia knows. Yeah. She's not happy. But she'll be okay. Silence stretched between us, thick as the humidity. Then, come with me. I laughed. Actually laughed. Ethan, I can't. I have a life here. A job lined up. Mia's not in love with me, he said quietly. Not the way you are. I wanted to deny it. Wanted to scream that he was wrong, that I was just confused, that this was a mistake. But I couldn't. Because he was right. And I was tired of lying. So I said yes. Whispered it into the dark like a prayer. We made plans in hushed voices, how we'd tell her, how we'd live together, how we'd build something real out of the wreckage. He kissed me again, slow and deep, like he was sealing a vow. But promises are fragile things. Especially when they're built on someone else's heartbreak. The crack came faster than I expected. Mia found the texts. Not the dirty ones, just the ones where he called me baby and I called him home. She didn't scream. Didn't cry. Just looked at me with eyes that had gone dead. How long? She asked. I couldn't lie. Not anymore. Since February. She nodded. Once. Then walked out. Didn't speak to me for 3 weeks. Ethan tried to fix it. God, he tried. He begged her to understand. Told her he'd love her once, but it wasn't the same. That what he felt for me was different. Bigger. She didn't care. Just packed her half of the dorm and moved in with some girl from her econ class. The guilt ate me alive. I stopped eating. Stopped sleeping. Stopped sketching. Ethan helped me through the nights I cried so hard I couldn't breathe, whispering that it would be okay, that we'd get through it. But I could see it in his eyes, he was breaking too. Then the call came. His mom. Cancer. Stage 4. 6 months, maybe less. He left the next day. Didn't ask me to come. Didn't say goodbye. Just kissed my forehead while I was still asleep and left a ticket stub on my pillow like an apology. I didn't hear from him for a year. The breaking point wasn't dramatic. No big fight. No slammed doors. Just silence. Days turned into weeks, turned into months. I threw myself into work, into new cities, into men who didn't know my name by morning. Mia and I patched things up, sort of. Coffee dates where we pretended the past didn't exist. She got engaged to some finance bro who wore boat shoes unironically. I smiled in the photos. Liked her posts. Died a little inside every time. Then, 2 years later, the letter came. No return address. Just my name in his handwriting, slanted, messy, familiar. I opened it with shaking hands. Lila. I'm sorry. For leaving. For not fighting harder. For letting you think you weren't worth staying for. Mom's gone. Took longer than they thought. I stayed till the end. Held her hand when she went. She asked about you. Told me to tell you she always knew. Said you had kind eyes. I'm back in Nashville. Playing bars. Writing songs. None of them are about you. They're all about you. I kept your sketchbook. The one you left in my truck. Page 47, the girl with the ticket stubs, is my favorite. I don't expect you to forgive me. Just wanted you to know I never stopped loving you. Not for a second. If you ever want to find me, I'll be at the Bluebird every Thursday. Same time. Same stool. Always yours, E. I cried so hard I threw up. I didn't go. Not that week. Or the next. I told myself I was busy. That I'd move on. That some wounds are better left scarred. But on the 3rd Thursday, I couldn't take it anymore. I booked a flight. One way. Didn't tell anyone. Nashville smelled like barbecue and regret. The Bluebird was smaller than I remembered, dim lights, wooden stools, the kind of place where heartbreak goes to die. He was on stage when I walked in, mid-song, voice rougher than before. Older. But still him. He saw me halfway through the chorus. Stopped singing. Just stared. The guitar kept going for a beat, then faltered. The room went quiet. I didn't move. Couldn't. My feet were glued to the floor, heart hammering so loud I was sure he could hear it. He finished the song. Barely. Then walked off stage without a word. The crowd murmured, confused. I waited by the bar, clutching my purse like a lifeline. He found me outside, leaning against a brick wall, smoking a cigarette he didn't used to smoke. You came, he said. I did. We didn't hug. Didn't kiss. Just stood there, 2 feet apart, breathing the same air for the first time in years. I'm sorry, I whispered. Me too. I thought you hated me. I could never. He stubbed out the cigarette. Stepped closer. I wrote a new song. Want to hear it? I nodded. Couldn't speak. He pulled out his phone, pressed play. It was just him and the guitar, recorded in some shitty apartment with traffic in the background. The lyrics were about a girl who collected broken things, ticket stubs, promises, hearts. About how she taught him that love wasn't about perfection. It was about showing up. Even when it hurt. When it ended, I was crying again. He wiped my tears with his thumb, same way he used to. I can't promise you much, he said. Still broke. Still playing bass. Still a mess. I don't care. I'm not asking you to live your life. Just, let me be part of it. However you have me. I kissed him then. In the alley behind the Bluebird, with the smell of beer and summer nights thick around us. It wasn't fireworks. It was home. We didn't fix everything that night. Mia still doesn't speak to me. My job's in New York. His life's on the road. But we're trying. Thursday nights, I fly down. He meets me at the airport with coffee, chamomile, 2 sugars, no milk. We sit on the hood of his beat-up truck and talk until the sun comes up. Sometimes we don't talk at all. Just hold hands and listen to the quiet. I still keep the ticket stub. But now it's in a frame on my desk, next to a new one, from the flight I take every week to see him. 2 stubs. 2 stories. 1 heart. This is my heartstring. What's yours?